Family, Tommy Robinson is out of prison and the boy is back. And he is about to wage war for freedom of speech in the UK like you wouldn't believe. Like, you can tell there's a fire up behind him, and he is ready and has been eagerly sitting behind those prison bars waiting for his opportunity to make those waves. And I love it. Like, I'm here for it. I know he's a controversial figure for a lot of people, just essentially the people that have had their head in a hole over the last 5 years and have no idea what's going on in the UK. But I have to say, genuinely, I truly actually kind of admire this man's fire. Like, there's just a spark with Tommy Robinson. You know, he was released from the prison. He walked out of the prison. He had the full beard going on. He had the long hair. He was rocking the rosary around his neck, wearing a bright red mega hat, Make England Great Again. And it's just a hilarious stage that they're setting. Like, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. And like, I hope you caught his interview, because he spoke for about 20 minutes outside of the prison gates. And he was announcing his freedom of speech festival. He was thanking Elon Musk, who called him a political prisoner. And Musk even backed his prison release as well, and has supported Tommy Robinson the whole time. Only if Tommy Robinson knew that Elon Musk and Trump right now are essentially in a childish battle at this time, because Elon opposed the big bill, right? And now they're at war. So crazy times we're in. But I really think if you haven't watched any of Tommy Robinson's documentaries, such as Silenced, or there's another series that he did as well, I suggest you go and watch it, because I mean, he says it's some of the best work of his time, and I believe it is kind of truly some of the best work of a citizen journalist's time. And I mean, Tommy Robinson is jumping right back into the ring. I feel like when he talks, it's like he's challenging all of the media, he's challenging all of the laws, he's challenging all the politicians, he's challenging all of the courts, he's challenging all of the judges, he's challenging everyone to like start being true, start being real. And he has tenacity. You know, he has this whole citizen journalist, raw, relentless passion for truth and exposing the corruption. And I absolutely love that energy. I love conviction. And honestly, I think a lot of us could learn from that conviction, right? Like going all in for what you believe in, like nonstop. Like, if you believe something, you see that there's an injustice, you see things that need change, you need da-da-da-da-da, like, it's time to do it. It's time to step into that arena. And I love it because he's planning this festival of free speech on September 13th in London. And a part of me is like, let's get a plane ticket, let's go. Like, anyone from anywhere in the world can go to this. So I just want to say, like, Starseeds, empaths, those that are truthers, those that are like really about change and wanting to see everything shift in the UK, like, I would encourage you to show up and support that event, because that movement could really use everyone's light to like support Tommy Robinson. Because I really do believe like someday he will be maybe in a political leadership seat in the United Kingdom. Like, we're looking at like a future prime minister. I mean, the truth is, if I ever stepped foot over in the UK, like, I don't know what would happen to me. I spend so much of my time exposing all of the crap that's going on there that I would probably be targeted right away. I would be a targeted individual on United Kingdom soil. So scratch me out of the event. Tommy was the one that essentially exposed the rape grooming gangs, while all of everyone else like looked away and didn't say or do anything about this for years. And that's why he's been relentlessly crucified and persecuted. And they just don't want the truth out about this. I mean, it exposes the forced breeder programs, right? But especially because it's such a scandal. On top of that, it's because it's a real thing. It's because it's actually still happening. And the truth is, it's actually only gotten worse. with the immigration of the Pakistani jihad soldiers and draconian beings, where girls were being horrifically gang raped at 11 to 13 years old, and sometimes by up to 30 to 50 men at a time. Some of these girls raped so bad that they had to have their uteruses removed out of their bodies from the injuries that they attained. It's absolutely despicable. It's beyond effing evil. Okay? It's so bad that they have to put the one person that's exposing it in prison. And I put a video out about these rape grooming gangs as soon as I found out about it. I'll tag the video in this video if you guys want to go back and watch it. When I was like fuming over all the details of it, because I really do advocate so hard, you guys, for the forced breeder programs and all of the negative extraterrestrial subjugation programs against women, okay, through gender-based sex wartime violences against humanity. And you guys know I vouch for this all the time. So it's like anything that's going to be subjugating more women to draconian measures, like I'm going to be all up on that, like wanting to talk about that. I just think Tommy Robinson is great because he exposed that, but not only that, he also exposed Islam as well, and how they are systemically taking over the United Kingdom, which people desperately need to wake up to the global antifada and the call to the 100-year caliphate and the rising of Islam's plan to dominate the earth under soft, violent jihad by both means, by the force of it, by the mental coercion of it, by the mind control of it, by the infiltration of it, with the victim-victimizer programs, and all of the draconian death seals, essentially. Ooh, I get the chills saying the draconian death seals. Like, it's coming through those seals in the body. They're very powerful, those ones. It's coming through immigration Trojan horse technology to essentially override the current standing systems and overthrow the government with Sharia law. And Tommy Robinson was one of the first people to really debunk Islamophobia as well. I'm basically saying that all fear isn't essentially irrational if there is legitimate threat to one's life and survival, and that so phobias are things that like you do actually have to look at, right? He kind of changed the whole ideology around that and like woke people up to out of the sleeping reversal racism codes that are running. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but I feel like if you haven't heard about any of these things, you definitely want to catch up and, you know, learn about what's going on in the UK right now, and what's going on with the upcoming cases with Tommy Robinson, because everyone's watching him right now, and they will be watching him. It will be, I think, and I believe, Tommy's court story that's going to really expose the UK more and wake more of the UK up to the damaging strongholds that they have on freedom of speech right now. And that's something that definitely needs to happen over there for anything to change. Because he's kind of like a genius, like a marketing genius in some way, that he's choosing to go to court. He's choosing a jury. Okay, so that way he can publicly expose the establishment and how the establishment has treated him as a political sacrifice, a political prisoner. Because through that tactic, he's actually going to be like exposing the system more and more to the public, getting more and more publicity. He's kind of like a Nelson Mandela for the United Kingdom. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. Let's be honest, because this has always been about silencing, dissonance, sleeper cells, soulless beings, and of course, it's about sweeping everything up underneath the rug. And so he's got 2 more legal battles lined up, and I'm telling you, they're gonna be on the mainstream. He's got such a powerful following, so many patriots, so many like fathers, so many, just like the rise of King Arthur, right? Like all of this coming up, all of these like heroes having to come forward in a way to try and break the machine and try to break the curses and the spells as they try to break him. And I say this with all of my heart, no matter how messy things get, that free speech is so sacred. And if we want to continue to be a free world, like, we have to fight for freedom. America the Beautiful, right? We have to fight for the freedom. And we have to support the ones that are putting themselves on the front line to defend it, whether we agree with them 100% or not. Because they're like pushing the real efforts. They're pushing the real changes that have to shift within the deepest cultural wounds of inversions. So to my community, especially those of you in the United Kingdom, support that movement. I really feel that you should, if you feel called, be a witness, be a presence, be a protector, be a supporter, be a protector of truth, because this is a battle. I mean, you saw what was on the Palantir website. Earth is a battlefield. This is how the dark, negative ETs and the demonic spirits and the overlord forces are operating right now through political leaders. They're possessing their souls. And they slowly start to stop caring that the things that actually matter, and they start caring about the agendas that serve their personal and private interest. And the deep state is such a pool of lust and deception and greed and gluttony and basically all of the, like, what's considered sinful things, right? It's at the apex of hell, basically. We think it's a pyramid structure going up, but it's an inverted pyramid. Go and watch Tommy Robinson's interview. Like, it's just like, heck yeah. Like, let this guy just run his mouth. Let him just run amok. Let him just say all the things he's got to say, because he's a good speaker and he's speaking to a lot of people's hearts right now. That is for sure. So let's stay tuned with this one. And I also want to say, you guys, I do believe I have some openings on Saturday. And I offer the Lemurian sexual misery implant removal session. Like, this has been coming up so much, and this goes out to all women that feel like they're a part of the forced breeder programs, all women that have had abortions, and have suffered from all of the trauma that comes from abortion, all of the shame, all of the guilt, all of the fear, all of the pain of that. All of the women who are trying to get pregnant and can't. All of the women who are in domestically violent, abusive relationships and they need help finding their empowerment again. All of the women who are forced to breed with reptilian unconscious being and are suffering with the consequences of those spells that were casted. And all of the implant tracker tags that the draconians and the reptilians called to you to be called into that, just to be literally left for dead. You know, these are the things I'm talking about. So these are all the symptoms of the forced breeder programs, okay? These are all the symptoms of the forced breeder harnesses and chains that women are enslaved to in the Western world. The chains are much thicker in other places, but it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you feel this call, come and do this forced breeder sexual misery implant removal, Lemurian regression session, female healing session, womb healing session. I have some openings. And come and work with me, because it's one step that we can take towards things like healing the rape grooming gangs when more and more women get healed collectively. When more and more women take back their empowerment from the deepest sacred sovereign sexual place, right? Within our sensual energies, within our relationships. Okay, and we re-embrace our power again. And this is my hope for all of the women that have been essentially abused through the rape grooming gangs, is that they can find their power. But if you want to come work with me, just go to my website, IndigoAngel222.com. You guys, I love you so much.